How's it going, guys? Music fan here. So I just want to say a couple of things regarding last night's Super Bowl halftime performance, and it's gotten a lot of people pissed. I know because I am extremely pissed too. Uh, yeah, this has been a sucky night. Uh, but before I get to the halftime performance, I just want to say just really quick things about the game itself. It pretty much matches up the sentiment of how this game was. You know, of how the game was in general. Like, I mean, it's 13-3. It was like the lowest points in a Super Bowl in history, and of course, Brady and the Patriots won again for the sixth time in a row, and not letting other teams have a shot at playing the Super Bowl. So that's infuriating. So yeah, was not fun. And the halftime show didn't make it any better either. You know, I mean, of course, there was Maroon 5. They've been tagged to they've been tagged for years to do the Super Bowl halftime show before the likes of like Katy Perry and Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, and then Coldplay, and even Beyonce, I think, at some point, although I could be wrong. And it's just finally they were able to get on the bill for the Super Bowl gig. And now, prior to this, there was a extremely popular petition brought up by, I believe it was 1.2 million SpongeBob fans urging Maroon 5 to do something in regards to the Super Bowl halftime performance. You know, now I don't need to tell you guys, but in case you haven't been aware for the last 1.5 or 2 decades or so, SpongeBob, and there's an episode of SpongeBob called Band Geeks, and they essentially perform a halftime performance, which has been one of their most critically acclaimed episodes in the show's history, and it's been a very iconic scene. So considering that, like, they were petitioned to do something or some kind of tribute to Band Geeks, the episode, but even more especially, they wanted to do urged to do a tribute to the late Stephen Hillenburg, the creator of SpongeBob, who sadly passed away last year due to ALS disease. He was, I think, 56 or 57 years old. So, I mean, I'm not that far off. But they were petitioned. This was a really sky-high thing. And well, first of all, Maroon 5, they played a lot of their regular hits, like Girls Like You and This Love, their version of This Love, not Pantera's, because that would have been interesting and awesome and all that stuff. But anyway, they did their regular usual hits, such as those and She Will Be Loved, and all the regular hits from the recent albums and everything. And after the end of their first number, in comes Squidward and the other guys, the other Band Geeks, and is like, this was like a surprise, because prior to this, I had thought that they would have saved this there. Like, when they were starting with their first number, I was thinking, okay, maybe they're gonna have like they're gonna bring their hits right up front first, and then later down in the set, they're going to get like a whole marching band on this in the field, in the stadium, and then they'll play a rendition of Sweet Victory, the song that they used to play in the SpongeBob episode, and I thought there was going to be like this big epic, Coldplay-esque thing, tribute to Hillenburg and stuff. I thought it was going to be that, and it was only for a short couple of seconds, maybe 30-second animation break in between the first number, and then in comes like a meteor, an animated meteor, into the stadium, and it appears Travis Scott comes in, and he does his thing, which was pretty cool, but it didn't amount to anything. He did well with his part and everything, but it just stood very awkwardly with the Maroon 5 guys. And then Big Boy from Outkast and Sleepy Brown comes in. I thought they were going to do that Kryptonite song, which it's a good song. I'm sorry, it's a good song. I like that song a lot. But again, they cut it short, and they had to, like, The Way You Move, one of Outkast's other biggest hits. And then they head into moves like Jagger, and then Adam Levine had to take off his shirt and be shirtless and stuff. Now, normally I would not mind this, and at first I was kind of like, oh, okay, it's a normal thing that any guy would do. Well, most guys would do, who has that physique, because I sure don't have it. But it just, I don't know, something about that seems so contrived and insincere, and just like everyone has done that already. Like do something new. But no, he just had to play the sexy back thing, and just like, it's like, yeah, I told you I'm alien. And it's so cliche, and people expect it, and I kind of expected it in a way. But anyway, there was a part in the middle of it where he's saying, she will be loved, and like that, I thought they were gonna do. That was the last song they were gonna do. That looked like a perfect song to end off everything, and even with like the drones spelling out the words love and peace. I think that's what they said over there. I don't know, but that would have been really good. That would have been a pretty good ending to their whole set, and that would have been, it would have been a-okay, whatever, but it's the SpongeBob band geek thing that has tons of SpongeBob fans angry and livid, and I'd say I am too, because they even if they want to borrow like the argument of like, well, they only had like a couple of months to do it, and they couldn't prepare everything in time, so they decided to stick with the animation thing. At least that's something, and blah blah blah. To which I say, Michael Jackson and Lady Gaga, they did a lot with very little, and they accomplished everything in that short space amount of time more, than any other artist that has been brought up in the Super Bowl. And Maroon 5, they could have just stayed in the whole performance angle and not have brought on the guests, because, Michael Jackson didn't have any guests, Lady Gaga didn't have any guests, and they were phenomenal. They were fantastic. Michael Jackson especially, legendary. So I don't buy into the argument of like, oh, well, they had only short time to do it. I don't buy that. Just don't buy that. And the whole snub with the whole Grammy, not the Grammy, the SpongeBob thing of like not playing the song. And it's just, even if the guys did not mean it personally, and I don't know them personally. I'm sure in person they're really nice people and they're really nice guys, but and I'm not trying to judge them harshly, but this was a snub. It really was a snub, and it just it's a disservice, really, and it's a disservice to Stefan Hindenburg, and a missed opportunity. That's what it is a missed opportunity. And Adam Levine, his shirt off and everything, and this is like, oh, we're the great people and blah, blah, blah. It's just kind of egotistical, kind of prideful. Really prideful, if you ask me, to be honest. Just ego strutting and just all that kind of stuff, So just like this game, it's like a 2 or 1.5 out of 5. There's no letting down the whole SpongeBob thing, there's just not. So yeah, very shitty, kind of decent, but mostly crappy halftime awards performance. So, fuck it. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.